Okay, running a few minutes behind today, but that's okay, right?
No problem.
Not too bad. Welcome, everybody. This is our second episode of InFocus Marketing Sessions, where we sit down every month with marketing professionals and experts from the Space Coast. My name is Duncan Moore from 142 Productions. We specialize in video marketing and video production. We make anything from TV commercials, web videos, training videos, anything with the word video after it, pretty much. And today we're joined by Tina Lang from Strategic Inc. I said that time. I'll let you go ahead and introduce yourself.
Sure. Yep. I'm strategically.
You did it.
Look
this
at.
time.
I did it. I'm Tina Lang, the owner of Strategic Inc. in Melbourne. We actually practiced that before this. We do marketing, PR, and social media for our clients all over the country, and basically help them target their audiences better and communicate with their audiences better.
Our company has been working together for some time now. It's a great relationship. And today we're going to be talking about one of your specialties, which is Facebook marketing for businesses.
Right.
It's a big thing that seems to be changing like every day, right?
Yeah, absolutely, every day.
And the first subject we're going to get into, and this really changes a lot, is organic versus paid advertising. Which one's more effective? So I'll just let you go. What are your thoughts on it?
Sure. So when I originally was doing some notes for this presentation, we were at 5% organic reach on social media, on Facebook specifically for businesses, and now we're at 2% as of this morning.
Wow.
So
Changes every day.
it's awful. So what this means basically is all that hard work that people are doing to get followers on their business pages, only 2% of that audience is seeing what they're posting if they're not paying for that promotion. So it's really important right now to spend money on Facebook. I'd say on this platform more than any other social media platform.
It was fun while it lasted, right?
Yeah, exactly.
But-
Exactly.
But yeah, now unfortunately you gotta pay. So,
Yeah.
but so there were some notes that you wanted to talk about here.
Yeah.
So what were you thinking about?
So there's a couple things you can do now on Facebook. Again, it's changing all the time, so I definitely encourage people to keep doing their research on Facebook. But you can add GIFs to your Facebook ads now. So anytime you're able to add video or GIFs, you're going to get more eyeballs there. Definitely recommend that people do that. There is about a 20-80 rule on Facebook advertising where if your ad, you put an image in your ad and it has 20% or more text on that ad, then you're going to get booted out likely. You're going to get denied putting your ad up. So you want to have less than 20% text on any kind of image that you post on a Facebook ad. They do make exceptions, however. So we've actually done this for clients that are trying to run coupons, for example, that have text on the coupons. And so there is a way when you're creating that ad to ask for an exception through Facebook. They'll review it and get back to you in a pretty timely fashion. So just something good to know is out there as well. Also, you can test ads on Facebook, and I think far too few companies do that. You can do an A and a B test on that platform and see how they perform among different audiences, and then make kind of a more intelligent decision on what you're going to do with your advertising based on that.
And for the people out there that, A/B testing is a very common thing in what we do. We do it a lot. Let's explain to the people that might not understand exactly what A/B testing is.
Sure, you can create two ads. They could be very similar, except for maybe one variation in those ads, and send them to an audience and see which ads get the most exposure, the most interest, the most clicks among those that you're trying to target. So it gives you kind of almost a focus study before you move ahead with a big campaign, big advertising campaign.
Yeah, because how are you going to know if it worked or not if
Yeah.
you don't have something else to compare it to?
Right,
So
right.
A/B testing is very important in marketing, anything that you do. We do it a lot on Facebook. We do it on email campaigns a lot of times where you can change just the title just a little bit and just see which one gets more effective.
Right.
So this is a three-way conversation. So if you guys have any questions that you'd like to ask myself or Tina about Facebook advertising, be sure to submit them in the comment on the Facebook feed, and we'll make sure we get to them during the show. For those of you that are just joining in, you're watching InFocus Marketing Sessions, where we sit down every month and talk with marketing professionals and experts from the Space Coast. My name's Duncan Moore from 142 Productions, and we're joined here today with Tina Lang from Strategic Inc. I'm gonna just overly
better than I am
enunciate
today.
that every time. Strategic Inc. It's like something you practice before you go out on stage or something. But today we are talking about one of Tina's specialties, which is Facebook marketing for businesses. And a lot of people when in our businesses that we work with, sometimes they think, oh, I don't want to advertise on Facebook because it's just kids that use it, But that's not necessarily the case. The demographics have sort of shifted a little bit, right?
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
what do you have to say about that?
So, as of this moment, about 79% of adults that are online are on Facebook, regardless of age. So, it's a pretty big chunk of folks. It's definitely the number one platform for social media for businesses at this point still. So, not to be discounted, I have been in client meetings where there's discussion about millennials, this kind of 18 to 34-year-old range, and how, Facebook isn't speaking to millennials and they're using Instagram and Snapchat. And certainly they are using those other platforms, but we've got, let's see, 18 to 29, 30 to 49. Those are the two age groups that are using Facebook the most right now. Millennials are in there, and they're using Facebook more than any other platform, according to the most recent research. So while they're on multiple platforms, you definitely can reach them on Facebook, and please don't discount that.
Right. And when they say that they use Facebook, I mean, did they say anything about like the frequency of use? Like what is considered a user of Facebook? Like they're on just once a week or they're on every day? Or?
Typically, Facebook users in general are on multiple times a day. I know that, the folks that we work with tend to be on. If you look, you can do a little research on the best times of day to post on Facebook. Tends to be, 9 a.m., you got a 3 p.m. in the afternoon, lunchtime, people go on and check their Facebook. Personally, I'm like a 9 o'clock at night on the couch checking all my social media, but there are some kind of tried and true time frames to be on there as an advertiser. And typically, I mean, just think about your own habits on social media.
Right.
You're likely on there multiple times a day. That goes for any age group that's on social media at this point.
Yeah, and it helps, every demographic's different with how they use Facebook,
Yeah.
like you were saying. So, if that's your customer, talk to them, and
Right.
get that info from them because they're there in your store or on your website or wherever.
Yeah, I think there's, what's important to remember is having a smart mix of social media for your target audience. So if your target audience is millennials, for example, Facebook needs to be in that mix along with your Instagram and your Snapchat. And maybe you have some Twitter going on depending on your business model. So just think about, who your target is and where they are. And Facebook's likely to overlap just about any age group right now that you've got online.
And that's, you bring up Snapchat and Instagram, which, those are rising forces right now. Do you see them as being Facebook, replacers at any, or is it all going to exist? Are they all going to play nice?
It's funny because they kind of are all getting married to each other at this point. So
They like to copy each other a lot, don't they?
yeah, they do. And so Twitter and Periscope are, married, and Facebook and Instagram are married. And so you're going to see a lot of similarities. Facebook Live is something that now you're seeing more of that storyline and video mentality on Instagram than you did before. I just read this morning that they're going to start having selfie masks on Facebook. So those things that we're using in our Snapchat to make us look like puppies or whatever the filter of the day is,
Yeah.
they're going to be doing that on Facebook too.
The other day
So
they had an Abe Lincoln one.
Yeah.
That one was pretty awesome.
Right.
I played with that one for a while.
I think that's going to be pretty popular.
Yeah, definitely. And Instagram, they're doing their own live thing now too. So
Yep.
yeah, like you say, they're just copying each other, which is
Yeah.
great. It does. I don't know if it splits up the market too much, but I feel like people use a little bit of all of them.
I think so. I mean, I know for me personally, I'm on all of those platforms on a regular basis, and they do tend to speak to different audiences, but there's plenty of us that overlap them all. So
Yep. And for those of you that are just joining in, this is InFocus Marketing Sessions. We sit down every month talking with marketing professionals and experts from the Space Coast. So if you're a business owner on the Space Coast or a marketer, this is great information from you because this is your market. And if you got any questions, be sure to submit them into the comment section below the feed. And if you know anybody that you think would find this information valuable, be sure to share it. We want to get as many eyes on this as possible. Once again, my name's Duncan Moore from 142 Productions, and today we're joined with Tina Lang from Strategic Inc. I'm just going to do it on purpose now just because it's fun. And today we're talking about Facebook marketing for business. Now, this is the last topic that we have for today in that. And when people talk about advertising on Facebook, they just think, oh, I'm going to put in a campaign. I'm going to spend this amount of money. I'm going to get this many characters with the picture and a link, and it's going to be on the sidebar somewhere, and that's going to be it. But there's actually many different ways to advertise on Facebook.
Oh, so many ways to advertise on Facebook and be strategic depending on what your goals are. So I think it's really important that people understand what their options are. There's a number of things you can do. If you're just starting out as a business or you have a page following that's less than you would like, then you want to put that money into boosting your page. If you're boosting a post and you've only got 100 followers, you know, you're not going to get many people seeing that post. If you don't pay, think about your 2% out of that 100 followers.
Right.
So until you get your following up to what you want it to be as a business, I would suggest spending your money on boosting your page. Once you get that following up to where you want it, then you start boosting your posts, and those individual posts can be targeted. I mean, this is one of the things that's so cool about social media marketing now versus traditional ad buying back in the day was, you know, it used to be you'd pay for a newspaper ad, you kind of cross your fingers, hope that the target audience sees it. Now on social, you can literally say, I want 18 to 24-year-olds in Cocoa who like to motorcycle as a hobby and get those specific individuals. It's a great tool. So think about that when you're, you know, forming your advertising for your businesses, and just know that you've got a lot of options. So you can boost your page, you can boost your post. There's a call to action button on the banners on every Facebook page.
Even after the videos, you can put call to actions in there.
Yeah, yeah, you can, and you can have folks go directly to your website to make purchases. You can have a call to action for an event registration. So, you know, don't let that button just sit there stagnant. You can use it throughout the year to help boost registrations for various things.
And plus, you can make that button lead to different places,
Yeah.
so you can tell where it's coming from.
Yes.
You know, not just in your analytics, but you know, you're sort of doing the whole 800 number deal that they used to do
Right.
back in the day.
Right.
So really track it.
You've got, you can do coupons now too. Pizza Gallery works with us, and we're doing free garlic knots through the coupon
those are
system
good.
there.
Those are good.
They're really good. And
They're better when they're free too.
so you can get a coupon there. You basically kind of download it, and so Facebook will save that coupon for you until you redeem it. So just some really cool options there from an advertising perspective.
Oh yeah, and you know, just to give an example, first, you know, because we advertise some of the work that we work on our own Facebook page, and just doing our own thing. You know, we have a modest like right now on ours. It's not too crazy high, but if we were just to put a video on there organically, we might get, if we're lucky, 100 views on that video. But if we put like a $20 boost on that, run it for 7 days, and have it hit everywhere in the county, it goes on up to 2,000 to 3,000 views.
Oh yeah, a little bit of money can go a long way on social.
And I know we're talking about video, that's what I like to talk about, but with Facebook, they have a little thing that they count a view on a video as a view if they only watched it for 3 seconds.
Right.
So while those numbers of thousands of views look great, they might not have got the message of the video. And that's a, you know, good thing and bad thing, because it looks like you're getting a lot of views, but they might not be watching it. So you just have to sort of bear that in mind when you're posting videos and such to Facebook.
Right. They actually just, one of the things I was reading this morning is that they're planning to make it so that you're only charged if someone watches 10% of your ad
And
video.
that's huge.
Which is great.
Yeah.
So it's going to save businesses a lot of money, and plus it ensures that the folks that are watching are qualified.
Yeah, and just another like video tip out there, being that, you know, when you're going through your feed and you come across a video and it autoplays if it's uploaded directly to Facebook, you got to keep in mind that they're only going to see it for that little bit. So it's very important when you create videos nowadays to make that first 3 seconds engaging without sound, because they're not going to hear it. They're going to just catch a glimpse. And if it takes a while for your video to get started, you know, you might miss them. You know, you might not catch them right away.
Yeah.
But let's see. We have Sarah asked us a question. How much do you recommend spending on Facebook?
So,
Hello, Sarah.
hi, Sarah. The general rule of thumb for marketing in general, for a marketing budget, is 10 to 15% of your total budget for the year. What percentage of that budget you spend on social media is certainly up to you. If it were us working with a business, we would say at least 50% of that spend should be social media. At this point, you really can't afford to not put your marketing budget there, and you're going to get a whole lot more for your money on social than you would in traditional advertising. But again, it depends on your target, because if your target market is retirees, and you've got more retirees, they're online, but they're also still reading a print paper, things like that. Maybe they're listening to NPR.
Yep.
Those are other places you might want to think about putting that spend as well.
Yeah, and it sounds like a cop out, but really every business is different to where
Yeah.
they should be advertising.
It's true.
But social is definitely a big player right now. So I mean, it used to back in the day, like TV and radio and print was it, and now
Right.
there's this changes the game completely. So
Yeah.
it's exciting.
It's been interesting. There was, back when I was doing corporate PR years ago, I really had a fight to sit at the table and talk about social media. No one took me seriously, and things have changed completely since then. So it's nice for people in our business. We don't have to talk businesses into social anymore. Everybody knows it's important. Now it's just a matter of using it as strategically as we can.
Strategic. You said it good that time. All right, guys. Well, that comes up towards the end of the show right now. And if you're just coming in, this is InFocus Marketing Sessions. Sitting down once a month, marketing professionals and experts from the Space Coast. If you're just catching the end of this, we will be posting this on Facebook. We're going to put it on Vimeo, YouTube, and our website if you want to go back and watch it there, or any other past episodes we do. If you wanted to get any information about our business, you got an idea for a video for your company, or you want to just go over any ideas at all, you can reach us at our website, 142productions.com. And Tina, if they want to get a hold of you, what's the best way?
Sure, they can email me at tina@strategicincpr.com, or they can visit our website, strategicincpr.com.
Excellent. All right, thank you so much for coming in today.
You're welcome.
It's like I said, we've been working together for a while now. It's always a pleasure. Thank you again, and thank you all for coming. And we'll see you next month, where I believe our subject is going to be on the topic of do's and don'ts of networking. So, thanks again, everybody, and we'll see you next time on InFocus Marketing Sessions.